Hey guys, Brandon with Whiskey River. I got a sweet auction that's live right now, so you should check it out. But I'm gonna go through, and this is the preview video. This is me pulling stuff out and talking about it. But we got a couple housekeeping things first. This ends Memorial Day. In the evening on Memorial Day, because on Instagram you guys voted. You said after 5, so it's gonna be after 5. So check out that for the exact end time. This is a rolling ending. Now, in the past we have done live endings where I stand here and play auctioneer. This one's an automatic close. I'm gonna be busy on Memorial Day and will not have time to come in and live end it. So it'll be an automatic one, just like a lot of auction sites are. Now, it does a rolling close, so not all lots close at the same time. So if there's something that you want to actively bid on, you can do that. Otherwise, you can just put in your max bids. If you're going to be busy, you can just put your max bid in and it will automatically bid for you. So there's that. Free shipping on all orders over $200. Okay, in the U.S., not including Alaska or Hawaii. That tier used to be $150. It went up to $200 on our website, so we're making it $200 on the auction site as well. If your name is Robert Thompson, you have stuff that you have to pay for in our thing. You've ordered stuff off of our website. We've emailed you 6 times now, and I just need you to hit us up in our email inbox, please, so that we can get your invoice paid and we can ship your auction winnings from a while back. If you guys have the inkling to bid, but don't have a card that's active, registered with us, or you are, it's maxed out, can't have, you don't have any money on the card, whatever the excuse is, just don't bid. It's okay. Like, there's gonna be more auctions. We're gonna continue this project, and it's not a big deal. I just don't want to put anybody in a pinch because of our auction site. It seems a little odd. So, yeah, Robert, hit me up. All right, so here we go. We're gonna start unboxing this, and I'm gonna hand it off, and we're gonna get it processed through. And clerking usually happens between 1 and 2 days afterwards, after the auction closes. So stay in your inbox for that. We usually try to ship within 48 hours, and it looks like we're gonna be able to do that as well. So stay tuned for that. So here we go. Let's start digging. First, this is the 346 XP. This is one of my favorite chainsaws. Is it a monster saw? No, it's not a monster saw. It's lightweight. It's a pre-EPA saw. We should start it. Why not? We should start it. We're gonna start it on the video. It's cold-blooded. There you go. Now you know it runs, because that'll be the top question on this thing. It's complete. It's stock. It's not been ported, not been tuned in any way. And yeah, it's been a good saw for me. I've had it quite a few years, but it's ready to pass it on to one of you guys. So if you're looking for a small Pro Series saw, here you are. 346 XP. Now we get to smell two-stroke for the rest of this video. I didn't think about that, but all right. Next, Council Tool Forest Service axe. We got this in on a collection that we bought back. So we bought this back, technically. We would have sold this in 2020, 2021. This was a partnership between Whiskey River and Council Tool to remake the Forest Service axe. 1080 steel, poplar wedge, or not a poplar wedge, a composite wedge in the top, painted black, premium handle. So I know a lot of you guys are in my email inbox being like, hey, you ever gonna redo the video? Hey, are you ever going to redo the Forest Service axe? Are you gonna re-release those? Here's your chance at one. We don't get these in often, and the answer is no. We are not going to be partnering with Council Tool to redo the Forest Service axe, most likely ever again. So that's that. All right, we got some brush axes. There are 3 of these. These are all project axes, project brush axes. This one looks like it's been repaired here. You can kind of see there. Looks like it's been re-welded. Very sturdy. All of them have the original hardware on them. Same thing, original hardware. That one's stamped 3. This one's cool. It's got a adjustable hole, so you can slide this collar up and down depending on the handle you have. These just take normal single bit handles, nothing complicated. Straight or curved, you know. So, all right, here's a crate hatchet. This one is Bridgeport, out of Connecticut, out of Bridgeport, Connecticut. So it's got a couple chips here on the back side of this cutter, but complete. These are neat. It's kind of like a great universal tool to keep in your toolbox. Oh yeah, I forgot about these. So we got 4 of these. These are boxes of half hatchet projects. So if you're looking for half hatchet projects, we're selling them in lots of 5. It looks like this box is at least 5, but they're just bulk buys, right? So if you're like wanting to restore a bunch of half hatchets for maybe your grandkids or local scout troop or something, great way to get yourself in on a bunch of those. All right, next one, hewing axe, hewing hatchet, super sharp, single bevel. It's not marked, but the pole's in really good shape. This whole axe is in overall really good shape. It's tight. It might be the original hang, but yeah, it's razor sharp, ready to go to work. If you're looking for a good hewing hatchet, here you are. Dunlap hardware, which I learned Dunlap was owned by Sears Roebuck, so that's pretty cool. It's on a replacement handle, a Forest King replacement handle. It's a project axe. It's definitely a project axe. Hatchet. Here's Sears, speaking of Sears, there's a Sears hatchet. Stamped Sears USA. We're gonna go through this pretty quick because a lot of these are projects and such. Plum lathing hatchet with a really neat handle. This thing gets super thin and then it gets super thick right there. It's got some grooves cut in it. Another lathing hatchet. This one is L.A. Sayer & Sons with a crisp waffle on the back there. A log hammer with CW. This has been brazed onto the end of this hammer, and it's for stamping logs, CW. So cool piece of logging history there. Right here is a Forest King, new old stock Forest King handle. It's got the chamfered top there. It's got a coating of lacquer on it, staple in the bottom, and cool label. So not every day you find a 36-inch single bit new old stock handle. A large etched Belknap bluegrass Tommy axe. It's got a little bit of worn toe. It looks like the original handle though. They had the octagonal top, which went into the round bottom and that flat end, and both of the claws, believe it or not, are in good condition. Corner chisel, a 1-inch corner chisel. They've maintained the corner here, so that makes it easy for you guys to sharpen it and use it, but it needs a handle. It's in really good shape. It says a maker's mark on there, but it's really hard to read, so I don't know what that is. Here's a no-name Plum. So this is Plum, and it would have had a foil label on it. Permabond top. It's got a crack in the bottom of right below the eye, but it is solid on there. It's just a Plum hewing hatchet. So if you're looking for one of those, it's got an interesting shape. Marion Toolworks hatchet. This would have been the leader. Would have been a paper label on there. There's remnants of that. White paint. It's believe it or not, it's hung tight. The wedge has been sunk down super deep in it. It's super sharp too. A stiletto, modded stiletto. Someone modified the bottom of this. It's a hewing hatchet. It's got a nice big stiletto mark on it. So it's a little loose on the handle, but the handle's in really good shape. Another stiletto hewing hatchet. This one's hung tight on an interesting handle with no palm swell. Good shape. We used to get those stilettos in a bunch, and we don't really anymore. Here's another Laughing hatchet. This one, it looks like a plum. Yep, it is plum. Permabond. It's a little late model one, but it has a sweet, sweet, like, thick handle there. Plum carpenter's hatchet, or camp hatchet, I mean, with a taped handle. So who knows what this handle looks like underneath here, but that's for you guys to find out. Plum, stamped, loose on the head. We've got a Shapley Hardware carpenter's hatchet. A little worn in the toe, but it's got Shapley brand stamped on it. It's a single bevel, and it's flat on one side, so it's a hewing carpenter's hatchet. Pretty cool piece. Let's get these handles out of our way. We've got a bundle of council tool handles. Some of these they're all different lengths, and they're just council tool factory handles. Ones that we've discontinued. Some of them have a little bit of defects in them. You can see the photographs. Here's a bundle. You know, this is something we started doing, is like, these are takeoffs of heads that we've had. They're still good handles, but a lot of folks were hitting us up being like, hey, do you have handles that are, you know, vintage or whatever? So if you're fixing up like an old axe that you want to put an old handle on, here you go. They usually sell cheap in these bundles, which is awesome. So for folks who really, really want to go with that style of axe restoration and they're not planning on using them, these bundles are perfect. Another council tool bundle. This is all straight handled stuff. And another vintage one. Boys axe, full size double, boys axe again. Since we're on the handle kick, here's a 30C with this awesome checkered pattern through it. This handle would be considered an A grade in our normal website, not because of the checkered pattern, but because of the grain. The grain is very straight through this, you can see, with limited to no run out through the length of the handle. Very cool piece if you're looking for a special handle for an axe you're restoring. This, I believe, was made by Taylor Putman. This is a handle blank, I guess. It's been kind of contoured. Definitely needs finishing, but the head is, the eye section is left just as a block, and so is the palm swell. So it looks like oak and ash in the center, and then oak on the outside. So yeah, cool little project if you're looking for a neat handle. We got an adze head. It's pretty complete. It's got a hole through it with a rivet that's still stuck in there. Great restoration piece if you're looking for fix up an old adze. Bridgeport. We got quite a few Bridgeports in this this auction. This Bridgeport has a leather sheath and it's been stitched back together with copper wire, but both the scales are on this. This one's got a slight crack through it. Needs sharpening. Those full steel tang handle pieces are neat. Let's see, we got a Japanese one. This is a Japanese made one. It's got a little bit of missing the bit. Scales are loose, but it is complete. Just gonna get all these ones out of the way. Here's another Bridgeport. This one's probably the nicest one out of all of them. It's very sharp. It's got a crack in the handle here. The scales are a little loose, but they are all complete and all there. Ward's Master Quality single bevel hewing hatchet. The stamp on this is not the greatest. It's got some pretty good pitting. It's still legible, and the bevel is there, ready to be sharpened out. It's already set. That wouldn't take much work to make it a working tool. A no-name hatchet, just a no-name, camp hatchet. Plum. I don't know if you'd call this a national scout, what you would call it. Permabond. The handle's been chopped off. It's got mushrooming on the pole. But yeah, big old plum stamp on it. Champion brand. hatchet. It's pretty tight, no wiggle. Big old hewing hatchet. This says something on the back, and it looks like Garden Co., like Garden Co., but when I looked that up on the internet, I couldn't find much, so I'm not sure if that's actually what it says. It kind of looks like it's like how Warren does their markings, but regardless, it's a big old hewing axe. Here's a true test on a Forest King. It would be pretty easy to pull this handle out if you wanted to, but the negative would be the handle's got a nice chip out of it right on the bottom, which happens when you hang them sometimes when you're striking them with a mallet. But the boy's axe head is in beautiful shape and would be a great restoration project for one of you. No name, double bit. It's got nice thick profile. This would make a great splitter. Someone went ahead and knocked off the edges. They looks like they were planning on sharpening it, so it's very dull but ready for the edges to be contoured. The handle's trash, complete trash. This has all been ground away and chipped away and a bunch of overstrikes, and it looks like there are holes in it to mount it to the wall. Some museum or somebody's garage. Here's a Hultaforce splitting axe. Stamped 2015, 3.5 pounds. Comes with leather. This is on upside down, but it's nice and sharp. It's on a straight 30-inch handle. Plum Victory. I always love the grain that is in the steel of the plums of that era, but it's on I think this is Excelsior. It's a paper label handle. This is a great single bit handle, so you could pull it apart if you wanted and use the head for something and the handle for something else. Kelly Woodslasher boy's axe, no name, so this would have had a paper label on it as well. On a 28, looks like a 28. Hung tight, ready to use. Definitely a foreign-made bearded axe. It's on this. It's got this kind of what I would call faux leather. It's kind of a chintzy cover, but it's got a thick profile. White oak handle. Looks like it's probably a slip fit on how it's in. There's gaps in the eye, but if that tickles your fancy, we've got it right here on bid.whiskeyrivertrading.com. Plum 4-pound double. The handle's it's original, but it's got some pretty good chunks taken out of it right here. But the head's in really good shape. Permabound eye. Great restoration project for somebody. What is this one? True Temper. Dayton. Big Dayton. And it's got a bunch of material on the toe, so it's not all wore out. Looks like it's mounted on a 36-inch handle. Big old double bit Kelly Perfect. Yep, True Temper Kelly Perfect with bevels. The hang is less than desirable. It does have ridges in the eye. It's a 36-inch handle, so I'd recommend rehanging that. Oh, this is a camping kit. It's a frying pan and 2 pots and a lid. And was there a handle thing in there? Yeah, so there's a handle thing in there. It's just like a compact aluminum camping kit. This has worked great for me over the years, but I don't camp like that anymore. So sending it down the road. A Grimalkin knife. With a Kydex slim sheath. It's kind of got a little push tab for your thumb there, but yeah, great to slide in your pocket, or you can make a lanyard with it with the holes in it. So Grimalkin, we sell these on the website every once in a while, but not with the Kydex. So this is kind of just like a little custom piece for us. File handles. These are, there's 8 of them in here. These are file handles. They do not fit the files that we just released on the website, unless you drilled the hole bigger. But they are made for smaller files with a smaller tang. There's 8 of those in there. So if you're looking for just a handful of those. This might be one of the shining stars of this group. Kelly handmade. Big. I think it's 11 inches across. True temper Kelly works. It's in great shape. It's stamped 4-2. The eye's in really good shape. The stamps are in really good shape. Everything. I'm just happy with this one. This is, like I said, probably the nicest one we have in here. Worth brand. Michigan. Yep, Michigan, single bit. The top of the eye's got a little bit of a lip in it. Would need to get carved out, ground away to make that handle come through. But yeah, we don't see many Worth brands come through. Whiskey River. Hewing axe. This one's wild because this has a wedge that you push up like this and then it locks the handle in place. And it looks like it's been modified. It looks like this had a bottom piece at one point. But someone modified it for a specific purpose, obviously. So kind of a cool folk arty feel to it with the fact that someone took a bunch of time to build it. Here's another hewing axe, offset handle, and huge blade on it. Huge blade. So that looks like it's steam bent to the side, which is how they should be, how hewing axes should be. We're just gonna do all the hewing axes right now. Here's a hewing axe, big one. I'm trying to read the stamp on it. Oh, AJ Peck. Yep, AJ Peck hewing axe, right there. Tight on the handle, single bevel, 36-inch. That one's on a 36-inch straight. This one's on a 36-inch curve. This one also has been modified, but this is an Isaiah Blood, which is crazy because this in a original condition is pretty rare. But looks like someone torched away these. Maybe it was the same guy that made the other one. I don't know. But it's got an Isaiah Blood. It's stamped FW in multiple places. And that was most likely someone's initials. Hewing axe head. This one's Kelly. It's got bevels right there. It's Kelly Manufacturing. Kelly Axe Manufacturing Co. It's stamped on the backside very faintly. And it does actually have a stamp on the pole here. That's pretty hard to tell what it says, how it is, but it does have some numbers. 6.2 maybe, so 6.5 pounds. Here's another ads, which is mounted on a handle. This one is. This does have a maker's mark on it. However, it's very hard to read. I'm not even going to show you on camera because you can't read it. But it's sharp, very sharp, ready to use, ready to swing out of the box. Helco Work axe. I can't remember what the model name of this one is, but it's got the D-shaped eye. It's got leather. It's sharp, ready to swing, in very, very good condition. It's got a premium handle on it. Champion double bit. Big bits on each side of this thing. You can see the temper marks. This is in really good shape. It's got a flat spot on this side from being used as a hammer, but those are pretty common on these big double bits. 3-line True Temper Flint Edge, Kelly Works. Double bit, stamped 4 pounds. Yep, stamped 4. This one's got a little bit of a flat spot like I was saying, but overall in really good shape. It's actually got these 2 little marks in it that I do not know what they're for or from, but they look like they're purposely done with a grinder. Here's like the smaller version of that foreign made head that I didn't know much about. It's got a square rectangular eye on it. It's thick profile, but it is smaller than that other one. It's just a big bearded hatchet. Craftsman. This thing is in really good shape. Craftsman hatchet. It's got surface rust. Looks like it's got some oiled finish on it, but it's got a Craftsman stamp right on there. 48101-1. Oh wait, it would be 48101-1 1.25 pound. So that's a 1.25 pound head. We got Ben Hur boy's axe, which has got a pile of mushrooming going on in the pole and hasn't been removed. But the toe is actually in really good shape. So this thing looks like it lived its life probably more as a hammer than an axe. So great restoration project there. We got a collared axe, EX. It's Wetterling's made. It looks like it has not been re-steeled. Looks like the original steel, which is pretty cool. It's only got one stamp on it. We've got an Aztec, large hatchet, small boy's axe. Aztec brand. It's missing a little bit of toe. Another Dunlap boy's axe would make a great pack axe. It's got a smaller boy's axe eye as well. What's this thing weigh? 1.95 pounds, so yeah, that would partner up really well with our 24-inch pack axe handle we just released, as well as this one, which is a US Man 1951 hatchet head with a little red paint left on it. Double bit with bevels. I don't know the maker of this. It's been pretty worn. The toe's pretty worn on it, but I figured one of you guys would like to restore it up. Craftsman single bevel carpenter's axe, hewing axe. Craftsman stamp on it, original Craftsman color paint. 1.9 pounds on that. We got a flint edge, best axe made, it says on that side. And then the other side says True Temper Kelly Works. This one's shocking because it's 3.9 pounds, it's stamped 4. But it is missing a bunch of weight in the toes because the toes are worn, so it's kind of shocking that it's still at weight. So that's it for axes in here, looks like. Now we're gonna go on to some saws. I got this, we'll start out with this one first. Diston, Henry Diston & Sons, still got the stamp. This thing's ready to use out of the box. It's in beautiful condition. It looks like it's seen a very gentle life. Here's a nice rip saw, in really good shape, big teeth. All of these saws all have like different characteristics to them that make them cool and unique. There's a nice just regular carpenter saw. This one's got the guy's address on it. Henry Hickman is the name, stamped on it, and then he lived on Water Street. So if you find this saw and you want to return it to him, that's where you're supposed to return it to. Another one here. This one is a great restoration candidate. It's got a little surface rust on it, but the handle's in good shape. And yeah. I don't know a lot about saws, but this one is really cool because it's got like this pistol grip thing right here. So you have the ability, I mean, I feel like all 4 of my fingers can fit down here, but I feel like someone with bigger hands, that would definitely be usable. See the ripsaw teeth again. Very good shape. Great restoration project. None of these are like missing major things or have any real problems to them besides just needing a little bit of a tune-up. Another ripsaw. Oh, this one's cool too. Yeah, this is another Henry Diston. It's got the stamp right there. Another one there. So great carpenter saw, ready to use out of the box. It's just a little bit of surface rust on a couple of the teeth, but it's ready to go. Another rip saw, again. This one looks really cool. This has probably got the biggest teeth on it of everything, all the ones we have. And then last and certainly not least is we have these bundles of handles. So if you're looking to restore a saw or you want spare handles, There's some new ones. There's ones that haven't been hung or haven't been attached to a blade. There's some vintage ones. These are all available in lots. So this is a lot of 4 and this is a lot of 5. So that looks like that concludes our auction preview. So head over to bid.whiskeyrivertrading.com. Get registered to bid. We've got Android and Apple apps. You can use it on desktop. Like I said, you can place a max bid. If your name's Robert Thompson, hit us up in the email because we've got an invoice and we want to send you your last auction winnings from the last auction. And yeah, free shipping on all combined orders of over $200. So if you have an order, you have enough winnings that they add up to over $200, hit us up. Or I mean, you don't have to hit us up. We're just not going to charge you for shipping in the invoice. But the if you are under $200, we will be charging you actual shipping on what it costs for us to ship it to you. So, yeah, that's it. So be good, stay sharp, and remember, the afternoon of Memorial Day, this thing ends and all of this stuff is sold.